Pat Robertson has some thoughts he'd like to share with us on what to do when someone at your Christmas gathering doesn't agree with you. Let's watch.
This is Karen Pat, who says we declined going to our daughter's house on Christmas this year because there's always an argument, hard feelings, etc. One grandchild comes high on marijuana, cursing and challenging our faith. I correct him and have told my daughter to ask him to respect our beliefs, but he keeps it up. Our daughter says she's a Christian but will drink too and offend her daughter and her husband. Were we wrong not to attend another Christmas that leaves us upset or someone angry? I've shared my beliefs many times with them and am ridiculed by this grandson and son-in-law.
Somebody take that kid to the woodshed and let him understand the blessings of discipline. He needs a strong male figure. I don't know about his daddy, where the daddy is, but...
Well, the daughter is the child of this couple.
I dig it, but the kid's got a father someplace, and the father may be out of town, and the mother's not disciplining him. He needs discipline. He's going to wind up in a correctional institution, and the next thing you know, he's going to be doing hard time in some prison, and then he would wish he wasn't such a smart, wise guy, because he'll be disciplined in a way that he'll never forget in some prison. They'll prey on some young kid like that, but he needs discipline in the worst possible way. And no, you don't have to go to Christmas. Why ruin Christmas and let a lot of people like that get drunk and curse and abuse your Savior? Who needs that? You don't have to go. You don't have to expose yourself to this kind of ridicule and torment. I mean, it's supposed to be a day of rejoicing. So go where people want to rejoice in the Savior.
He sounds just like Jesus. Didn't he say, beat thine enemy at the woodshed? And look at his advice. If people disagree with you, well, obviously you don't go to their house anymore. Again, whatever happened to the idea of Jesus? Whatever happened to his example? I mean, his example was love your enemy. His example was never do violence, and you want to take this kid to the woodshed. Whatever happened to turning the other cheek? It's amazing to me how Christians, as long as they define themselves as a Christian, they then give themselves license and permission to say and do and act in whatever way they want to act because they've already decided that they're the good guys because I'm a Christian. See, since I'm a Christian and since I believe in Jesus, that then allows me to be for the Iraq war and to kill over 200,000 civilians because they had it coming. They don't understand anything about their religion, which is why most of the time you hear atheists and non-religious people talk about the Bible. They know more about the Bible than people who are religious. So it's just a label that they've slapped on themselves. But look at the rest of what they said there. So this kid, probably teenager in his 20s or something, high on marijuana, questions their faith. First of all, I didn't know that my aunt was sending letters to Pat Robertson. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't be high on marijuana. It'd be Percocet. No, in all seriousness, I like this guy, and holla at me. Give me a call. We'll make something work where you get you a nice little Christmas meal, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about, buddy. Because we believe in freedom of thought, freedom of expression. We believe in healthy debate and discussion. But apparently, when people disagree with you, they like to censure you and shut you up or just not come to your gathering. So a guy high on marijuana, they act like that's a problem, number one. It's not, because keep it real, what does everybody, or most people, a lot of people do at Christmas gatherings? They drink alcohol. Alcohol's worse for you than marijuana. Conversation over. Not a big deal. It's just a different substance to intoxicate yourself with. What, it's fine if grandpa gets fucked up on Jack Daniels, but if a 22-year-old has a joint, oh, the world is over, what an evil guy. Lock him up, put him in jail. And then also, look, this is what is so frustrating about dealing with the religious, is that they always play the victim card to shut down discussion. They always play we are oppressed card to shut down discussion. I got news for all of you religious people out there. Disagreement is not ridicule. Disagreement is not ridicule. Now look, sometimes on this show, I do go a step further and I do ridicule you. But I do it for intellectual reasons, not just because I'm trying to be a dick. And by the way, if people find beliefs of mine that are ridiculous and they want to ridicule me, have at it. That doesn't mean I'm going to say, I'm going to try to censor you from talking, or, whatever outlandish, take you to the woodshed and hit you, response that these guys have. So, what's the conclusion here? Look, very simply, Pat Robertson thinks he's a good guy. I'm a good moral Christian, thinks he's doing the right thing. But when you advocate taking somebody to the woodshed and beating them because they disagree with you, what you're really saying is, I can't beat you in a discussion. I can't beat you in a conversation or a debate. My thoughts are not as rational as your thoughts, therefore I will resort to violence to shut you up and to make you fall in line with what I believe. Well, thank you for conceding the debate, Pat. We really appreciate that.